So, take a quick look around your workspace for a second. Right now, it probably seems perfectly peaceful, right? Well, the truth is there's an invisible war going on all around us. Your organization's data, the emails you send, even those random documents you leave sitting on your desk, they're all high-value targets. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into the absolute high-stakes world of information security.
Think of your organization like a massive fortress, and inside, it holds vast amounts of incredibly valuable treasure, your proprietary data. But you know, a fortress is really only as strong as its walls, its guards, and its daily protocols. And right now, today, that fortress is under constant siege from competitors, market forces, and digital intruders. So consider this explainer your ultimate mission briefing on exactly how to defend it.
Okay, let's dive into this defense strategy. We've got a lot to cover, starting with the threat of espionage, then classifying the secrets, moving classified targets, the digital battlefield, and finally, surviving a security breach. Let's get to it.
Part 1. The threat of espionage.
You know, it's just incredibly easy to brush off mundane office security rules as, well, annoying red tape. But the hard truth? Your daily routine is literally the front line of our defense. When we think of the word espionage, we usually picture Hollywood spy movies, right? But industrial espionage is very, very real. Your competitors aren't just mildly curious about what you're doing, they are actively, and sometimes illegally, trying to gain a market advantage. Espionage is simply the act of acquiring information you have absolutely no legal right to possess, intending to unduly harm the rightful owner and benefit yourself.
So what exactly are they hunting for? You might think it's just top-secret formulas or massive trade secrets, but take a look at this list. They want plant capacity and production data. They want your raw material sources, product destinations, and, get this, even information on dissatisfied labor elements. Literally every single piece of data is a potential vulnerability that competitors can use to game out their own business strategies. It's the whole shebang.
Moving on to Part 2, classifying the secrets.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the gravity of the threat escalates. Because not all information is created equal, we need a strict taxonomy for our treasures so we know exactly what needs to be protected the most fiercely. At the base level, we have confidential. Unauthorized disclosure here causes administrative embarrassment or prejudices our interests. A step up from that is secret, where a leak causes serious injury or actually endangers security. And right at the apex, top secret. Disclosure here causes exceptionally grave damage to the nation or the organization. And check out the physical markings. Top secret documents must literally be stamped at the top and bottom center of every single page.
And the absolutely crucial point here is that top secret information is so wildly sensitive, it comes with a complete restriction. All top secret papers have to bear the indication NGO, not to go out of office. That cements just how incredibly high stakes these documents truly are. No exceptions.
Part 3. Moving classified targets.
The very second a secret is in motion, its physical vulnerabilities multiply exponentially. I absolutely love this protocol because it sounds straight out of a spy thriller, but this is the actual, real-world procedure for moving classified targets. If a secret document has to travel, it goes into a double cover. First, you place the secret in an inner cover, seal it with good quality gum and a thin layer of wax. Then you mark that inner cover with the security grading and the addressee's official designation. But the outer cover, you leave it completely unmarked. No secret stamps, no warnings, nothing. That way it doesn't attract any wanted attention while it's in transit.
And inside the office itself, the protocols are just as visceral. We're talking about burning used shorthand notebooks and literally breaking up the ashes so nothing can ever be recovered. Using specific carbons and ribbons just for top secret typing. Never ever using standard photocopiers or normal typewriters for secret copies. And you absolutely must lock away all classified files before stepping away from your desk. It makes this abstract concept of security feel incredibly grounded and honestly very real.
I absolutely have to highlight this quote from our source material. It says, "Top secret files should not be allowed to be taken home. It is like taking a cobra." I mean, what a brilliant comparison. It reminds every single employee that mishandling top-tier information isn't just some boring policy violation, it's literally like bringing a deadly, venomous threat right into your living room.
Which brings us to Part 4, the digital battlefield.
But of course, the physical world, that's really only half the battle. We now have to shift our focus from physical locks and wax seals over to digital firewalls and totally invisible enemies.
because the enemy's ultimate goal is exactly the same, even if their tactics have completely evolved. Look at it this way. Leaving a classified file unattended on your physical desk is the exact digital equivalent of unknowingly installing a Trojan horse program from a hidden file extension on your computer. Both just leave the front door wide open for intruders to walk away with our most valuable secrets. To defend this digital fortress, we rely on three foundational pillars. You'll often hear this called the CIA triad. First, confidentiality, ensuring information is only available to authorized users. Second, integrity, ensuring data is only modified by authorized personnel. And third, availability, making sure the data is actually accessible to the people who need it exactly when they need it. We have to defend these three pillars against intentional misuse every single day. And this slide brilliantly illustrates the sheer massive arsenal our intruders have at their disposal. They use Trojans and backdoors to gain remote control. They launch denial-of-service attacks just to crash our systems completely. They exploit unprotected shares, they trick us with email spoofing, and they use malicious mobile code. The volume and variety of these attacks means we literally can't let our guard down for a single second. Take a look at this specific threat, the hidden file extension. Now, operating systems often hide known file extensions by default. Intruders know this, and they exploit it by sending an email attachment that looks completely harmless, like loveletterforyou.txt. But actually, scratch that, it's not a text file at all. The real extension is hidden. It's really a .vbs file, which is a malicious script. The second you double-click what you think is just a cute text document, the malicious code runs and can compromise the entire network, just like that. Then we have packet sniffers. Imagine an invisible net cast over a network connection, just quietly catching data as it flows by. If you're on a shared network, an intruder can just sit there and listen. They capture passwords and proprietary information being sent in clear text right across the network. It is a completely silent yet devastating method of espionage. And finally, Part 5, Surviving a Security Breach. Now, despite our absolute best efforts with wax seals and heavy-duty firewalls, we always have to be prepared for the worst. When the fortress walls are actually breached, the priority is rapid, decisive action. Here is the strict response protocol. Step 1. Find out exactly what has happened. Step 2. Act immediately to minimize the damage done. Step 3. Trace the culprit, which often involves bringing in serious intelligence agencies. And Step 4. Prevent any recurrence. Covering up a mistake? No way. That's never an option. Immediate reporting is non-negotiable. Ultimately, what this whole explainer comes down to is this. Technology and policy can only take us so far. No matter how impenetrable the firewalls are or how incredibly heavy the steel safes are, human error will always be the weakest link. You are the last line of defense. Your personal responsibility, taking that extra second to verify an email, locking your desk, reporting something that just looks a little off, that is the ultimate security measure. So as we wrap up this briefing, I want you to really look at your own workspace, your computer, and your everyday routines and ask yourself a very serious question. Are your daily habits the weakest link in our fortress, or are they the strongest lock? The survival of the organization's secrets depends entirely on your answer. Thanks for watching, and stay secure out there.